Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a hearty lunch. All right. To begin with, let's start with some interesting quotes. Ken Robinson said, "Creativity is as important as literacy." Andrew Miller said, "Students don't just learn art, they learn through the arts." Even our own Dr. Nur Hamimi told us just now that students comprise of different type of learners. We have students who learn through auditory senses, visual senses, as well as kinesthetic senses, which is why we have some videos which will be shown today, which were shot by our faculty members that covers important topics with one sole purpose, which is to educate. So we'll start off with our first presenters, which is a video shoot about head lice treatment by Miss Shiva and Miss Brenda, who are bachelors of nursing. Would you guys like to say some words?
Good day, everyone. Now we are going to take you through what is head lice and what are the treatments of head lice. This is an image of the head lice. Head lice are tiny parasites that live on a human head. They live and thrive by sucking tiny amounts of blood from the scalp and reproduce by laying eggs in the hair. Female adult lice can lay up to 10 eggs every day. The eggs are laid about 3 to 4 millimeters from the scalp, right onto the shaft of the hair. The eggs are essentially glued on by secretions from the female loose. The eggs take about a week to hatch, producing a nymph. Then the nymphs increase in size until they reach the adult size, which is around the size of a sesame seed. They can be very hard to detect because they can vary in colors such as white to tan and brown. So how does a person get infected with head lice? First is to touch head to head with another person who's also infested with head lice. The second thing is sharing personal items such as combs, headbands, hats, or headphones. Head lice can also live on inanimate objects such as bed sheets, furniture, clothing, and also towels. So this is a picture of a person whose head is infected with head lice. So we are going to take you step by steps on how to spot a head lice. So the first step is wear a pair of gloves. Step number 2, check hair by separating the hair strand by strand or parting the hair into sections. Look for the nits at the base of the hair shaft, and we can easily differentiate between nits and dandruff flakes or other debris in our hair. Most debris can be removed easily. Nits will seem like they are cemented to your hair. Pay careful attention at the back of the ears, and near the base of the neck. Step 3. Comb with the fine-toothed lice comb through the hair, starting from the scalp to catch the lice and nits. These are the pictures of some head lice medication that you can find in any local pharmacies. So now we are going to take you through on how to treat head lice.
Step 1. Wet hair slightly before applying the lice medication. Step 2. Apply the head lice medication from the roots to the end of the hair, paying attention to the neck and behind the ears. Ensure sufficient amount of medication to ensure lather forms. Step 3. Leave the medication for a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes. This is vital for a successful treatment. Please make sure the head lice medication does not flow into the eyes. Step 4. After 5 to 10 minutes, Wash hair under running water. Warm water is recommended. Step 5. Dry hair first with a towel prior to combing out the headlights and nits. You can even comb on a wet hair. Step 6. Remove headlights and eggs with a fine-toothed anti-lice comb. Comb each hairlock thoroughly from the roots to the end of the hair to be certain all eggs are removed. Step 7. Clean the comb after each combing to avoid reinfestation. Repeat until all hair is completely combed. Step 8. Remove and replace all bed sheets, pillowcase, blankets, and personal clothing. And step 9. Wash them out with hot water and dry well. Please take note of the following points. Point 1. Recheck the head 7 days after the treatment and repeat the treatment if necessary. Point 2. Head lice medication should not be used for pregnant mothers or babies. Point 3. Keep hair clean and dry at all times. And point 4. Use tudung and headscarf only after hair is dry.
Hello. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Just to briefly introduce, my name is Brenda, and this is my partner Shiva Shankari. So as you can see, we make a video about head lice treatment. So just like to introduce you some of the actors, narrators in the storyline. So firstly, the storyline is by Madam Lila C, and the staff in charge of shooting and editing is Mr. Norman and Mr. Aizat. And then the narrator is by Teresa and Leong Karyan. And whereas for the actors are Siu Chui Ting, myself, Shankari, and Liu Tai. So the reason we do this head lice treatment is because after we involve several community projects, we realized that we found that a lot of head lice infestation is a leading problem in school children and also elderly adults in the hospital. So this prompted us to brainstorm to create this video shooting, and so that we can help to have a good outcome and educate them how to treat this head lice treatment. So as you can see, the flow of the content is firstly is by the introduction of the head lice, followed by the how to assess whether the patient got head lice or not on the head, followed by combing of the hair, treatment, and recombing of the hair, and then lastly is to how to care of the treatment of head lice and to prevent relapse. So now I'll move on to my partner Shankari to explain the further details of the challenges that we made in the video.
So I'm going to talk about the challenges we faced in making this video. The first one is lack of previous experience of shooting, because this is the first time we are shooting a video, and since we don't have any prior experience like how to present ourselves and our voice and our clarity, so everything was the first time for us, so it was a bit difficult and we had to face these challenges. Second one is unavailability of the washroom. As you can see, the wetting of the hair, application of the medication, and also combing, it will be more convenient if there was a washroom. Because we don't have a mirror, we don't have a water flow, so we need to bring a bucket of water from the toilet in order to wet his hair. So it's like difficulty in washing and application of treatment on the hair due to lack of sink and water facilities. Third one is time consuming. Video shooting was carried out during community sessions, like such as this video was done during our theory block. So we need to allocate times. We did for 4 days. So we need to allocate times and practice quite a lot of times before we can video this. Facts need to be memorized at certain parts of storyline, such as the narrator, the Miss Teresa and Miss Karen. They have to memorize their facts because they are being shot and they have to explain, so they have to memorize, so it took a while for them to memorize. And voice and clarity, narrate with proper English, because this video is going to be seen by the normal people like the layman, so we have to use simple English. A suitable tone, Like, we need to be clear and precise on what we are talking, fluent, and maintain moderate pace. Like, it shouldn't be fast or it shouldn't be slow, it should be moderate. Multiple shooting and editing sessions by the staff. Like, our staff in charge helped us a lot because we need to shoot a lot of times, like wetting the hair and also applying the treatment. It was quite a messy procedure, so we need to shoot a lot of times to get the final outcome. So in conclusion, the summary, it was a good learning experience with extensive discussions. Like, because before we shot the video, we need to practice and we need to really understand what's the use of doing this. Like, we comb the hair and then we find the lice, then after that we need to clean the comb. So we realized that how important it is to clean before we do it again, so that we can prevent relapse of the head lice on the patient. Demonstration of team spirit, because this one we need to work as a team along with our staff and also our lecturers. And also this video is useful in order to empower the public knowledge in head lice treatment and prevention, because we find this head lice is a major problem that's there among the school children and also among adults. So this video is hopefully helpful for those people in order to get rid of this head lice problem and prevent relapse. So that's the end of it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Shiva and Ms. Brenda. Despite it being their first time, that video was a very good, informative, step-by-step guide on dealing with lice. Our next video presenter will be Dr. Mai Chun Wai from the School of Pharmacy. He has 3 videos to showcase, which is botulinum toxin, food toxicology, and plastic.
Thank you. So I will bring you through the 3 presentations by these pharmaceutical chemistry students. So this is part of their assessments, and this is the first time we make it to ask them to do a video presentation rather than a PowerPoint presentation. So the editings, the script writings, the shootings, the research and the contents, everything was done by the students themselves. And they are not the professionals, photographers or videographers. So you will see some hic and cup and that. But the part that need to emphasize on is because they're actually really enjoying doing this, and they actually learn the facts better through the video presentation. Some of those things they have said after doing this project was presented in the poster. You can actually check it out later. And most of the time they're saying that they learn a new skill, plus they really enjoy doing the project. So first I will show you the botulinum toxins clips.
Hello there, my name is Eric, and today you're in my class for botulinum toxins. So before we discuss what is botulinum toxins, let's just discuss what is toxins.
One of the darkest and the most dangerous aspect of the natural world is the existence of toxins. Although we use the word toxins and poison very often in everyday speech, we seldom stop to think what the word actually means at the scientific terms. A toxin is a poisonous substance which exists in nature. It is created within the living cells and organisms. They are small molecules, peptides, or proteins which cause an onset of serious disease. When absorbed by body tissues, the toxins interact with macromolecules which eventually cause organism damage, and depending on the severity of the toxins, it may resulting in death.
So now we have known what is toxins and what does it do to the human body. We may proceed to discuss the most dangerous toxins ever discovered, botulinum toxins, or you may have heard of the disease that it causes, botulism. So for that, I have invited a friend of mine to give us a clue.
Hi everyone, my name is Reis. Today I'm going to talk about what is botulinum toxin. In short, Botox. Botox is also called as a miracle poison, and it is one of the most poisonous biological substances. It is a neurotoxin produced by the bacteria called Clostridium botulinum, an anaerobic gram-positive spore-forming root commonly found in plants, in soil, in water, as well as intestinal tracts of animals. Amongst A to H, this 8 type of botulinum toxin, especially type H, is the most toxic amongst all. and type H is discovered completely unexpected from a child which is suffering from botulism. Type H botulinum toxin is a deadly substance known by human. By inhaling only 1 nanogram, which is a billion of a gram, is lethal, and accidentally consume 1 nanogram can cause to die immediately. To more illustrate, a spoonful of botulinum toxin put into a city of water supply will kill the city entire population. Due to the characteristic of small amount resulting in high population toxicity, botulinum toxin become the most attractive bioterrorism weapon. When botulinum toxin is available inside the plasma, the co-neurotoxin, which combine of a heavy chain and a light chain, will dissociate from the protein. The co-molecule will then interact with the receptor on the nerve terminal and enter the nerve cell through endocytosis. Then the light chain is permeable through the plasma membrane due to the characteristic of lower lipophilicity. Eventually, the light chain is able to interfere the protein that responsible for releasing of acetylcholine. In short, botulinum toxin blocks the release of acetylcholine. So far, is there any question?
I have a question. What are the symptoms of the botulism?
As Eric asked, there are some of the common symptoms of botulism, which includes blurry vision, droppy eyelids, dry mouth and speaking problems, nausea and vomiting, abdominal cramps. All of these symptoms will appear in 18 to 24 hours after infecting botulinum toxin. However, fever is not one of the symptoms of botulism.
So after everything that we have discussed, here are the things that we should take note.
Hi, I'm Susie. I'm going to introduce you about the public awareness of botulism. So for the exposure of botulism, it can be classified into two main groups, which are the intended and unintended exposure. The examples of intended exposure would be the use of Botox for medical and also cosmetic purposes. In this case, public should always reject the initiator who do not have clinical and medical background and who do not have license in giving injectables. And the environment of receiving the treatment should always be clinical, clean and hygienic, such as hospital, but not in beauty salons. So for the unintended exposure of Botox will be the transmission of Botox through food and wounds mainly. And so how are we going to prevent this kind of exposure is that we need to prepare and store food safely. For example, we need to use a proper canning techniques so that our food to be consumed will not be contaminated by the bacteria itself. And for the wounds, for those who have wounds, they need to keep their wounds clean by disinfecting and protecting their wounds with wound dressing so that the wounds will not be infected by the bacteria.
Japan reported the first infant botulism that after a baby boy was poisoned by honey. A 6-month-old baby boy was given a juice which mixed with 10 grams of honey every day. Later he was found out in difficulties of breathing and he was immediately sent to the hospital but still declared dead.
This issue has been pointed out that Clostridium botulinum can be easily found in everywhere. When bees collect the pollen or nectar, Clostridium botulinum that present on the flower will be collected together, and this turn out the contamination of honey. Them to the infant which under 1 year old, because of their digestive system is not fully developed, this will cause malfunction of neurotransmitter, leading to muscle weakness and respiratory failure, certainly death.
So if you're feeling scared right now, the good news is scientists and lab rats are working hard to produce antitoxins. So in future, if you happen to infected with the toxins, there's a good chance for you to survive. Besides that, botulinum toxins is being widely applied in medical and also cosmetic field. So thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy. Bye bye.
So this is the botulinum toxins video. So the next one is the food toxicology.
There's this trend nowadays. People will organize parties at restaurants of their choices for birthday celebrations. Western restaurant is one of the top choices. As we flip through the menu, we can see a variety selection of food such as grilled meat and burgers.
But wait a minute, do you really know what are you consuming from all this food that look really attractive and tasty? Blackened crust or char can often be seen on the surface of steak, sausages, and burger patties. Char is laden with heterocyclic aromatic amines, HAAs, which are present in protein-rich food like meat, which is subjected to high temperature cooking. Formation of these compounds depends on various factors, for example, cooking temperature, time, technique, and equipment. HAAs are mutagens that can cause changes in DNA and finally lead to cancers. For example, colon, pancreas, lung, and liver cancers. When meat is subjected to high heat, another compound that will be formed are advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which naturally present in uncooked animal products. However, cooking, especially grilling and roasting, accelerates the formation of new AGEs.
Based on evidence of animal studies, nitrosamines are reasonably anticipated to be human carcinogens. There are studies that prove that gastric cancer is actually related to the intake of nitrosamine. Although FDA does not limit level of nitrosamine in food, but its amount in finished meat products is always monitored.
Wrap up, let's have a little recap. HAAs, AGEs, and nitrosamine are the examples of compounds formed as a result of processing. HAAs and nitrosamine are the carcinogens which can cause cancer, while AGEs are linked to the risk of developing diabetes and cardiovascular disease. It is very important to understand the risk of consuming all these foods that have been processed or cooked under high temperature. It is fine to eat them once a while, but always keep in the mind that you need to control and eat everything in moderation.
So that is the food toxicology's videos. So the last ones will be awareness on plastics use.
Come go and throw. Never mind. What should we do? We can't do anything, right?
Then?
Burn lah!
Okay lah.
Come. Give me. Come together. Yeah, together.
Okay. Please help him. Oh, okay. So don't worry. Can you please wait outside? Okay. I will try my best to save him.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Do you know what is your name?
Yes, I'm Mr. Goh.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Goh. How do you feel?
Yes, I'm fine, I think.
Oh, okay. So don't worry. I will transfer you to the normal ward now. Hello, Mr. Goh.
Hi.
Okay, so now I'm looking at your file. Okay, so how do you feel now?
Okay, yeah, I feel better now.
Oh, you feel better now. Because from the file, I found out that you have asthma. So when did you inhale before?
Yeah, actually I have asthma cases before. Just now actually I intended to burn some rubbish.
Oh no, you cannot do that. You will produce a lot of toxic gas and you will breathe in.
Is it? Oh, okay.
So please do not do that again.
Oh, okay. Sorry, doctor.
Oh, it's dinner time. Hello, Lemo. Hi, Dory. Have you taken your dinner?
Hi, I'm having my dinner now.
Oh, that's good. I should also start looking for my food now. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, is that the jellyfish? I think so. Choking.
Good morning, Miss Yen. Morning. So based on the X-ray, I'm sorry to say that you are currently in the third stage of breast cancer. Yeah, based on the X-rays. Why this happened to me? I should have listened to my friend's advice. Shouldn't take too much plastic packed food. Yeah, you shouldn't eat all the plastic packed food and liquid because all this will cause cancer in humans. Why?
Hi everyone, I am the garbage collector in the video. What do we see in the video above? Yeah, I suffer from asthma, right? Do you guys know that burning plastics can produce chemicals such as carbon monoxide, dioxin and furans? All these chemicals are not good to our body. The first example of the studies by various scientists shows that dioxin and furan can cause cancer and respiratory disease, including triggering of allergies and asthma. This toxic component from the smoke of burnt plastic may cause hormonal imbalance and change sexual behavior. Carbon monoxide can cause brain damage as well. This is carbon monoxide. And besides, the burnt plastics will cause infertility of soils. In this video, we can also see that landfill is actually not the optimum place to throw the plastic bags. There are tons of rubbish that are made of plastics on every corner of Earth now. Leaching of plastic chemicals such as plasticizer, oil-based chemicals can also damage land and aquatic life. So remember to tighten up your food waste before throwing it, as this will cause leakage and pollution of plastics to the environment. Thus, plastic not only cause pollution to the environment but also harm human health. In short, reduce, reuse, recycle plastics materials if possible.
Hello everyone, I'm the sea turtle in the drama. Nowadays, thousands of animals, from small finches to great white sharks, die from eating and getting caught in plastics. Before I carry on, this image shows why sea turtles are confusing plastic bags for jellyfish. In the left jar is the plastic bag, while on the right is the jellyfish. Both look very similar for a hungry sea turtle like us. Besides, sea turtles also mistake floating plastic garbage for food. While plastic bags are the most commonly ingested item, loggerhead sea turtles have been found with soft plastics, ropes, styrofoam, and monofilament lines in their stomach. Ingestion of plastic can lead to blockage in the gut, ulceration, internal perforation, and death. Even if their organs remain intact, turtles may suffer from false sensation of satiation and slow or hard reproduction. Tragically, the most current research indicates that half of the sea turtles worldwide have ingested plastic. In short, please reduce, reuse, and recycle plastic when possible.
Hi everyone, I'm the person who consumes food and drink packaged in plastic. After 10 years, I suffer from breast cancer. Plastic contains lots of chemicals, one of it is bisphenol A. Its estrogen-like activity makes it a hormone disruptor. BPA throws off the body's hormonal balance by blocking and mimicking the hormones in our body. Thus, estrogen will develop and grow hormone receptor-positive breast cancer. In addition, exposure to BPA at a young age can cause genetic damage, and BPA has been linked to recurrent miscarriage in women. The most concerning thing is the developed fetus. A lot of toys we buy for kids and children we think that are safe are often made with estrogenic compound. Baby bottles are made with BPA because they are plastic. Leaching of BPA from baby bottles can be due to brushing, put in dishwasher, and treated with hot water. Besides, one type commonly added to plastics is plasticizer, which are softening agents, making it easier for the polymer chains to move. For instance, toxic plastic PVC contain up to 55 additives. These are phthalate chemicals. It disrupts an endocrine system and linked to numerous health conditions such as cancers. So we must minimize the usage of plastic by reduce, reuse, and recycle.